Hi guys, I'm Sally Lyndley. Welcome to this episode of Shop with Sally. On this episode, we're going to chat about the accessories for bringing into your wardrobe, if you want to, the Victorian goth beach vibes. So I love goth in general, and I especially love it on the beach because it's so weird and not expected and reminds me of a Tim Burton character or movie or an Edward Gorey, story. So when I was thinking about the accessories for this, I was thinking about specifically Anne Demila Meester's show that she did for Spring Summer, where they had these incredible straw hats. I'm going to try to find them for you guys. And just finding just some cool big black or red straw hats. I found some really cool pictures of Patti Smith wearing like really big straw hats. So, my thing with goths is they usually actually don't want to get sun. So having like a big hat that can shield your face and your neck, and then of course having on some sort of Victorian sleeves or military jacket over your bikini for walking to and from the beach or whatever, I think is quite funny. This is another place where you could also do like an umbrella moment. I think finding like a geisha umbrella or a super cool umbrella, like lacy kind of Tim Burton style, Victorian style umbrella to shield you from the sun is quite funny for going to the beach as well. And then of course, there's always a sunglass moment. Goths love sunglasses because they don't like the sun. So I'm gonna put some sunglass shapes for you guys below that give you kind of that gothy vibe. And then also, when I think of goths, I definitely think of crystals and feather-style jewelry. It's also very Patti Smith. It's very Anne Demila Meester. They've always kind of had that obsession with feathers and crystals and kind of more mystical things in that gothic world. But when I think of gothic jewelry for this, I don't think of heavy like velvety chokers and big huge crosses. I think of more small delicate things like what Patti Smith wore and like Sky Ferrara or any of those girls. It's like the necklaces always tend to be on the smaller side but have personal little trinkets. They might have on a lot of rings. They might have on like they have piercings, nose ring, earrings, but everything feels a bit delicate. Even though you'd expect it to be big and chunky, things do tend to be on the more delicate and personal side. And I love Pamela Love's jewelry, and I'll do a whole selection of that below for you guys for this. I think that Pamela Love is the ultimate, goth, especially goth bohemian to go to the beach kind of moment for sure. And I'll do some of my favorite crystal moments too, because I'm like such a big hippie with all the crystals, and that's kind of like a goth thing as well, I feel like. And then one of my favorite shoe options for this whole look that Marc Jacobs did on his runway was a Teva. He did a rubber-based Teva shoe that was fantastic, that was hysterical with bugle beads and all sorts of crap on them. So I'll find those shoes for you guys and put them here. I also love Isabel Marant did some great kind of gothy beach shoes. Anne Demila Meester always does fantastic sandals. I also love, they did actual Tevas for opening ceremony, so I'm going to see if I can get those guys on here. I'm not sure if they're out yet, so I'm going to have to look and see if I can grab them. And I'll also grab some classic Tevas. I think they're really funny to throw into the mix, especially if you're wearing a full-on Victorian lace gown. I love the concept of getting like a classic black Teva and throwing that in the mix. You can also like bedazzle it, sparkle it, or bead it yourself if you're that crafty type. And then as far as bags, I think bags are the kind of harder thing to do here, because I don't think it's about a big heavy leather bag or anything like that, or even about a backpack. For this kind of goth beach vibe, I love what they did on the Marc Jacobs runway, where they did more of like a small personal embroidered tassel bag that feels like something from the turn of the century. It feels like something Belle Epoque or Victorian. So I'll do some options of tassel and embroidered bags below, including the Marc Jacobs bags if I can find them, and then some good, more cheaper kind of vintage style options. So those are my concepts for the beach goth accessories. Have fun shopping, and I'll see you on the next episode of Shop with Sally. Check you later.